In today's tutorial, let's learn how to do the slice of nice shawl. As you see here, this is really unusual. Let's begin right after this. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to work on the slice of nice shawl just like so. Do you notice something within our shawl? It looks like it's upside down. This is one of those ones that are really interesting, and we're going to go through this project step by step. Now if you look carefully at this shawl, it looks like it's upside down. The middle peak is actually here at the bottom, and it's going up across her back and then down, and then it looks like there's angel wings associated to it. Now the written instructions have everything that you need, but for this particular one that you need today, you're going to need 4 balls of Bernat satin. I'm going to do mine in crimson, and I'm doing mine live off camera as I go, so I'm filming this in stages. What you can see within this pattern is that there's actually diagrams included. So we have the way that it's going to start off with, and then we're going to do some wings, and then this is the finishing. So we're going to go through this step by step, and I'm going to leave you at certain parts, and then you can finish and then move yourself to the next part of this particular shawl. So it's going to be really easy. So we're going to start on doing the very starting first, which is the middle section of the shawl. So before we begin, we're going to start off with the very middle section, and it just is going to be like this diagram. So it's going to start off like so, and that we need to get so many rows completed in order to have this section done. Once we have this section done, we're then going to do the side sections like so, and these are what is like the wings. So if you really look at this here, you can see it's coming up and over her back, but this whole section right here, this is the side section that you see here, and this is a right side, and the left side is actually completely opposite to that. So that's the difference with this. So we're not actually going to be crocheting all of this in one piece. It's actually 3 different sections of it. We're going to join it as we go, so you won't see that it is 3 sections, but it's just really interesting for a visual effect. For like so. Within today's tutorial, many people ask how can you change items in order to make them fit for you, because not everybody is the size of the model that we see, and sometimes people would like it a generous size, if not bigger or smaller. So how you do it here is that this afghan is working in actually 3 sections. We have the middle section, and then we have what I'm calling as wings, and basically the pattern looks like this. Okay, so we have our middle section, and then we have 2 wings that are added on. It looks like it's all one unit, but in actual fact it's not. So if you would like to change the pattern for this particular item, all you need to do in the center section of this whole piece here, it calls for 21 rows in order to make it the size of the model, but if you would like it bigger, you just have to add more and more rows to it in order to get it. So how will you do the wings? Well, the wings actually decrease itself by 3 stitches each and every row. So all of a sudden, if you want to make it bigger, you're just going to have to go more and more rows in order to finish it off to give it the look that you see here. So if you would like this shawl bigger, go for more than 21 rows. If you would like it to be smaller, just don't go as many, but just know that this is a fair size and average size item in order for it to fit this particular young woman that's in the picture. So the choices are up to you. It's very easy to do, and let's get on with this tutorial. So let's begin. We're going to start off with the slip knot, and we're using our 5.5mm size eye crochet hook. Today let's start off with a slip knot. Remember that the slip knot never counts as one. We're now going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what I want you to do in the starting chain, the very first one, I want you to put 6 double crochets into that same chain. So let's count those out together. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. Now I can tell because I've done enough shawls in my lifetime that 7 is the right number for this. So you're actually looking, you did 6 double crochets, but the first chaining of 4 counts as one of them. So you have a total of 7 across the array, and as a shawl person that does like triangular shawls, this makes sense because it is an odd number. Let's begin and go to row number 2. So let's turn our work, and we're going to start row number 2. Now row number 2 is when we're going to start establishing the bends of the project. So if you really look at the diagram just like so, you're going to notice that there's turning points. So up, over and down. So this is number 2, and this is where we're going to establish where those corners are. Let's begin that. So to begin, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then double crochet into the exact same stitch where that comes out of. We're then going to double crochet into the next stitch. Okay, and so the next stitch, okay, is going to get 3 double crochets. So this is our turning point. So 1, 2 and 3 right into the same space. We're now going to 1 double crochet into the next, and the next one we're going to do the other turn on the other side. So let's begin to do that. So there's 3 double crochets in that one. 1, 2 and 3, just like so. We go to the next one and it's just 1 double crochet like so, and then the last one that you have is going to be 2 double crochets into the same one. So 1 and 2 like so. Okay, so you had out with 2, then we did 1 by itself, and then we had 3, and then 1 by itself, 3, and 1 by itself, and then 2 to finish off. So let's begin the next row. So let's begin row number 3. Row number 3 and all the other rows starting are going to start off the exact same way going forward, and what you have to do throughout this entire row is just going to multiply as it gets bigger. Let me begin. Let me start off by chaining 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we're going to treble into the same spot. So we wrap our hook twice and going into the same spot. So the trick is here is that we're going to treble all the way until you get to the group of 3 stitches, and the middle one is going to be the next corner in this particular row, and in the corners we're only going to put double crochets, and we're only going to put double crochets along the top edge. So it's only in the sides that we're going to do this trebling effect. So we're going to continue to treble until we get to the first corner. So you could count your stitches, but I don't see the point. You can actually physically see where you're going on this particular project. Okay, so here's the group of 3. So I've already gotten the first one, so the middle one is the actual corner, so we're going to double crochet into that one 3 times. So this trebling on the side allows the shawl to grow out sideways and not necessarily in the height, so down the center of the back. So once you have your 3 into 1, you're going to just double crochet then along. This is the back of the shawl, so it'll be going down the model's back, and you look for the next group of 3. So 1, 2, 3. So I got one more to do, and then the one in the middle, the one in the group of 3 is going to get 3 double crochets for establishing this corner. These rows are all going to be identical growing up all the way to the size that you need, and then the finals that you have here, you're going to return to trebling again down the side. So treble. Okay, and remember that very final stitch that's in the end here is that you want to be able to maintain it. So this is the last stitch, it's right on the end, and we want to put 2 trebles in there to keep it growing out properly. Okay, so this is what you see here. So you see the sides are really growing out, and the middle is kind of stunted a bit. Let's begin row number 4, and let's just review one more time because the rest of these rows all for the middle section is all the same. Let's begin again row number 4. So we're turning our work and we're going to chain up 4. So it's always going to start off the same. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we want to treble into the exact same stitch. And now we're going to work our way to the next corner. Again, look for that group of 3, and then the middle one is the corner. So you're going to treble your way all the way to that corner, and on the very corner we're going to only put in 3 double crochet. Okay, so I'm looking for the visual keys instead of having to count and waste my time. So here's the group of 3, so I got one more to do before I'm in the middle, and now I'm in the middle of the 3, so I'm going to double crochet. So I'm going to switch back to double crochet only and do 3 double crochet into that middle one there, and now I'm going to go across the center of the back. So it's just gonna be a double crochet going across. So it's kind of like great, like I know some people that really don't like trebles, but you don't have to commit to it for the entire project, only just a section of it, so you get the visual look. Now you're gonna crochet along until you get to the next group of 3, and the middle one will obviously get 3 double crochets. And then we're going to go down the side. So the side, then we return back to trebles, so wrapping the hook twice and go all the way down the side. In the last stitch you're gonna put 2 trebles in to maintain the pattern. Okay, so I got one more to do. Don't forget that chain is a stitch right in the top of it, and that's gonna be 2 trebles in the top of that chain. A lot of people forget that, especially on afghans, and then they end up with a really funky shaping afghan. So that completes off row number 4. So you can really kind of see it's happening now. And so let me just quickly review what you need to do in order to bring you to the next part, because when we return we're going to be doing the side shells or the side panels. So this is where I'm gonna leave you. This is where you're going to start continuing to do the remainder of the centerpiece. You need a total of 21 rows. So you can see I've done 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I need you to get all the way to 21, and when I come back in the video I'm gonna have this section done, and then we're gonna start doing one of the sides of the right, probably the right side first, and then we're gonna then do the other side, the left side, next. So get all the way from row 1 to 21 all the way done on the middle section. Just continue exactly the way I showed you, and when we come back we're gonna start the next section. And welcome back, and it is the next part of this tutorial. In actual fact, last night I could have finished this all within an evening, but I didn't feel like filming at 10 o'clock at night. So what I have here at this point is that I have a large version of this, and there are 21 rows going back and forth, and basically I was so surprised on how quick that was. And what is even more cooler is that now that I have that done, I've already actually done this side here, the left side. And what I did is I wanted to train myself on how to do it, but this side went so quick that I can actually probably finish this within one evening. So that's actually pretty kind of cool. Within the next part of this tutorial we're going to review on how to do the sides. So you can actually see here, here's a blown up diagram. It's in a round circle. It actually looks like this. It's not a round circle. And basically here's the right side, and we're going to be adding to the right side. So what we're going to do is that it's going to appear right in the corner here, and we're just gonna work our way and get ourselves more and more narrow as we go. And then once we get that done we have to do the other side. So here's our diagrams that we're going to work with. We're going to do this side first. This is the right side, and then this is the left. This is a diagram for the right side only. Where's the left side? You just have to visualize that this is opposite on the left side. Okay, so you have to visualize that it's opposite. So what you're actually going to be doing here is that when we go to start this particular stitch over here, we're going to be starting right here, and we're just gonna work our way back and forward. Okay, back and forward like this, just like you see it right here. Once we do the other side, when we go to start the other side, you need to start up here. The reason for that is that if you start this one in this direction right here, and then you start this one going in this direction, you're going to have a line that looks out of place. So you have to just go within the right grain, I guess, as per the crochet. So we'll cover that as well. So what I want you to do at this point, you should not have fastened off once you got this whole shape done, but if you have, I still want you to join it right here, and we're going to start. I did actually fasten off, so I'm gonna join, and then I'll show you what to do. To begin first, I want to take the side that we're going to work on right here. This is the middle section. This is the side that we're going to grow out, and basically I want you to lift it up, and I want you to grab a stitch marker, so just a spare piece of yarn. It's about maybe 2 feet long, and I want you to pull it through the middle section of the 3. Okay, this is where it turns into the flat back, and then this is the side. So I want you to pull that stitch marker through the center, and this will tell you where the center is, and it's a lot easier. I'm going to be dragging my stitch marker through. Now off camera I actually did the left side already, because I'm going to explain that to you here, and I realized that if I would have had a stitch marker it would have been a lot easier for me to be able to follow along. So get your stitch marker in, and then just we're going to start on this side here and then begin. So let's do that next. So with the stitch marker in place, I want you to not count the one that it's in, but I want you to count 9 going back across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And I want you to stick your hook into there and pull that stitch marker through. So that will indicate to you where you have to start doing the decrease stitching, and you can move the stitch marker as we're gonna go up anyway. But this will tell you that at this particular stitch is that we're going to start the decrease, and then by the time we get here this is where we're totally gonna be decreased. So let's grab up our yarn, and for you, you should not have fastened up, but if you have, just join it, no big deal. So I'm just gonna join mine to the beginning, and we're gonna come just chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're just going to treble ourselves all the way across, but we have to put 2 into the same one, so we have to maintain that growth on the side, and then we're going to treble across, okay, until we get to that first stitch marker, which was 9 away from that other one. So I'll meet you at that stitch marker in just a moment. So a moment ago I left you and I said I'll meet you at the stitch marker. It's the next one up. So the next one, that is the stitch marker that I indicated to you, and it's 9 before this last one here, is going to be, then the next 3 are double crochets. So we're going from a treble to a double crochet for the next 3, and then we're gonna get smaller again, so the next 3 will be half double crochet, okay, and then we're gonna get smaller again, and the next 3 will be single crochet, 1, 2, and 3, just like that. Okay, so what I want you to do at this point is that we need to turn around and we need to slip stitch, okay, we need to slip stitch up back to where we were. So we need to get it to ourselves to the point where it starts to do the half double crochet. So we have to slip stitch in the next 2 stitches. So 1 and 2, and then we chain 1 and then single crochet, but I want you to stop. So we single crochet first, and I want you to take the stitch marker and just put it underneath of that same stitch. This is the stopping point next time, is right here. And if you mark it now, you don't have to worry about losing count later. Okay, so you have 1 single crochet, so we have to do 2 more, and then we have to do 3 half double crochets in a row, 1, 2, and 3, and then 3 what's that called, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, just like so. So now that we have that in, we have to then think about what's gonna happen in the next row. So here we go. So what we're gonna do then is that I want you to do 3 more trebles. I'm trying to get you set up so that you can easily follow your stitch. You can either always just count back to the final 9 every time you come back to the center area, or you can just mark it with a stitch marker. So you can just count back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So the 9 is then the first half double crochet. Put your stitch marker in there. Okay, so there's your stopping point right there. So when you come back. So now I want you to treble all the way back to the other side, and basically it's just easily, and then when we come back we're gonna get narrow again by just doing this whole fancy stitch work, and that's what's happening within that diagram. When you get back to the other side that you're working across, okay, you're gonna have your trebles coming into the edge, and don't forget that final chain is the last one. So I have 1 more to go. So I have this chain, and I need to put 2 in there. So I'm still growing outward on the outside always, but we are decreasing on the interior by doing all that fancy stitch work. So you actually are getting more and more narrower as you're getting along. So let's turn our work and begin the next row. So we're going to chain up 4, sorry, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and treble into the same one. And we're going to treble ourselves all the way back to that stitch marker, okay, the new one, and then that's when we're going to start doing some decreased stitch work at that point. So let's get ourselves back to that point. So I can see the stitch marker is right over here, and I want to make sure it's 9 stitches away from where I am. I don't know if it is or not. I haven't counted off camera. So 1, and this is a half double crochet. So these are the single crochets that I don't want to go into. I want to stop on the half double crochet. So I'm gonna count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So it looks like I've gone one too many, so I'm gonna pull that one out, and the ninth one back from where I indicated, which is the last half double crochet, is when we're gonna start the decrease. So we're gonna go 3 double crochets. This is how I did it yesterday. I just counted back from the edge in order to make it work, and then you're gonna go for 3 half double crochets, and then 3 single crochets, and the last stitch should be that stitch marker, just like that. So let's turn our work. So you're gonna have to repeat this 5 times. Okay, so the 2 rows 5 times, and you just have to get yourself to the other side. So what I just did for myself is that you can see I just got more and more narrow on the other side, and I basically have gone right from the center, and it's kind of working its way up. So you just have to continue to follow that same patterning. So when you go to start this row, remember that the first 2 we're going to slip stitch. Okay, then we're going to chain 1, and right over the first half double crochet you were going to single crochet the next 3. Okay, and then you're going to half double crochet the next 3, and then you're going to double crochet the next 3, and then start the trebling all again to the edge. So you just want to keep going back and forth doing the same properties. Remember that you're always going to stop before you hit that single crochet line, and therefore you get a nice flat line right from the center panel all the way out to the wings. And so just continue that, and when we come back I'm gonna show you how to do the edging, because the edging isn't that hard at all. So once you finish the first side of the wing, which I have actually already just finished, just like you see here, you're going to do the second side. So the way that you're going to follow this is that the other one here you weren't supposed to fasten off, and we fastened on here and we went for the side edge, and then we came more to the narrow. What we're going to do on the other side is that you're going to join in the upper corner, and you're going to follow this chart, but follow it back this way. Okay, so you're going to start off with just a slip stitch in the middle, and then start off with 3 single crochets, 3 half double crochets, 3 double crochets, and then the rest are treble all the way to the edge, and then you're gonna come back. So the only difference between this side and this side is exactly where you're going to start over here. Okay, so on the right side that we've already done in this tutorial, we started basically on this side and went this way, and now when we go to start the left side, this side we start in the center corner right here and go this way across, and then we just follow this diagram going in the other direction, just like so. So hopefully that makes a lot of sense, and so you're gonna do that, and so by the time you have both of these done, we're going to have what appears to be this formation right here. So we're going to begin doing the edging, and the edging actually goes right around the entire shawl. So we're going to start off with going across the top edge, which is the back of the neck area, all the way across, and then we're gonna swoop down underneath in order to do the bottom edge. So on the top edge it's about 100 and what does it say? It says 187 single crochets across, and then the base right down on the bottom is 190. The secret to the base area, keep it in groups of 2, so whatever you do, I would count 1 2 1 2 1 2 all the way across, and then just keep it, and if you have to really fudge it at the end you can do so without any hesitation. So let's begin, and I'm going to start across the top of the edge first. So let's go all the way across the top edge, and the top edge is actually pretty easy because the reality is the top edge is the side that we've been doing the decreasing on, so there's stitches to count for. It's gonna go across the top, okay, and the center point is down at the bottom, and we're gonna go all the way like that. So let's begin and start off in the one corner. We're just gonna join it, because chances are you would have fastened off your yarn, chain 1, and then 1 single crochet into each stitch all the way across. So this is just like a finalization step for the top, and then we're gonna come down on the bottom section and do the bottom edge, and that one has the really kind of the nice stitch work to it. So just single crochet across the top. So I'm coming up all the way across the top edge, and when I get to the corner, the very point area, or close to it, I mean the point, you're going to put in 3 single crochets in there, and then we're going to turn our project and go along the bottom edge. Now the bottom edge, there are really no stitches to work with, that you have to equally space them, and you have to come up with the consistency of the pattern in order to make it work. So what I would do if I were you is that you need to test the idea and how many stitches you're going to place in. You need to keep it an even number, but if it's odd, if you're off by one, say you happen to have an extra stitch at the end, you can fudge it pretty good. So in the very end one, I want to put in 3 single crochets so I can turn. So 1, 2, and 3. So let's go along the bottom edge next. Okay, so there are no stitches to work with, it's just the side of the rows. So you need to come up with what's gonna be staking in balance. Now we know that trebles have 4 chains leading up, and then we got a space here, and then we have 4 chains leading up. I would probably think about maybe 4 single crochets along the chain, okay, and then just jump over and do the next chain with 4. I would do it that way if it were me. Okay, it seems like that's keeping it in balance. So I'm totally missing what's in the middle and just sticking on the chains. So do that all the way across the bottom. I'm coming up to the middle, and this is the bottom area, and I noticed myself I was doing the 4, but now I'm noticing that I have just done double crochets right here. So in the double crochets I would only do 3. 1, 2, and 3, and then the next one here is 1, 2, 2 and 3, and then I would put one directly in the middle. That's the middle of your shawl, and then you got your double crochets again on the other side. So 1, 2, and 3. Your next double crochet that's available to you. 1, 2, 3, and then you're jumping back to the trebles again, so there'll be a 4. So that's how I would handle the middle section, just like so. So I'm coming all the way to where I started, and I've already done my single crochets along the top edge, and I'm doing the bottom right now. Still putting in my 4 single crochets along the chains, the side of the trebles. It should be called the post really. And I'm just coming up all the way to the starting point. So 1, 2, like so. So in the very final corner, I'm just equally spacing, is at the very final corner we only want to put 2 single crochets in this time, and then just slip stitch it to join it to the starting. And that makes sense because on the other side we had to do 3 single crochets, and because we'd already started off with 1 with the adding of the 2, that gives you your 3. Let's do your final row. Let's get this shawl done for today. So here's the diagram that we're going to do for the shawl edging, just like so. So we're going to start off chaining 1, and then we're going to single crochet into the first one, then we're going to chain 3, double crochet to the second one over, chain 3, and all of these 5 are going to go around this post here, and once you have that done you're going to single crochet the second one over. It's very, very easy when you really think about it on how it's all going. It looks complicated in the diagram, but it's actually very, very simple. To begin, we want to turn our work, and then we're going along the bottom edge where you did the 4s along the side of the posts. So we're just going to chain 1, which I've already have, and then we're going to single crochet into the first one. So let's begin. We're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We skip the next stitch, go to the second over for a double crochet, and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to put 5 double crochets along this double crochet here. So we're just wrapping and we're just using that. So 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. Once you have your 5 done, you come back down, skip the next stitch, and go to the second over first single crochet, and repeat that once again. So how we do that again is chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip the next stitch, double crochet into the next one. After that the second one over, then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and double crochet into the side of this post. So just go right around the post and double crochet 5 times. So that was 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5, and do that all the way across. Once you have that done, you're just gonna skip 1 and single crochet in the next and continue to do that all the way across. So just do that and then fasten off on the other side. You're completely done. Just trim off your edges and you're good to go. The next time you see this, it'll be completely done, and this is a great example, and I swear I really could have done this in probably evening. It really doesn't take that long. Till next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of Yarnspirations as well as the crochetcrowd.com. We'll see you. Bye bye.